Hello, Aries. All right, Aries. Happy full moon to my Aries. Full moon in Leo. All right. Reading is for the 12th through the 19th of February. Let's get into it. Talking to you wherever Aries is in your birth chart. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you, Aries. I am prosperous and abundant in everything I do. All right. Let's go. All right. Let's go. All right. Okay. Thank you for all the comments that you all are putting below the videos. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go. Alrighty. Let's get into it. Let's see what your number is. 855. Love abundantly. So donate your time. This is a call to action. The love you have in your heart can be shared with those around you. So where can you demonstrate love to someone who doesn't feel any? Your guides want you to donate some time today to a person or an organization that would benefit from the abundance of love you have in your heart. Sign up for local beach cleanup, reach out to an elderly neighbor, or offer to babysit for someone. Any loving action counts. 855. That's right. So Source wants somebody to come out of a karmic relationship first with self as it relates to two energies, right? So karmic relationship with self is like something that's unresolved within you, right? So you'll hear me say that in other videos, not just for Aries. Anything that's unresolved, that like when we talk about that color yellow right here connects us with fire. So something that could be making you feel low, or like a belief system that you're confused about or unclear, or just like I said, unresolved, confused. It could be confused about love, whether people love you or and it could be with two energies that just kind of had you stuck like right at the number 5, right? So Source is saying, donate your time. Donate your time. If you were confused about that, that's what conversation is about. That's what talking to people is about. You know, if you were confused, right? If they're, if you have access to them, let me just put it that way. That's what it's about. So, yeah, you're to start saying, I am prosperous and abundant in everything that I do. So donate your time. If you feel like you have a lot of love to give, that's where here. So donate your time to an organization that would benefit from your abundance of love that you have in your heart. Well, there's some ideas here. Local beach cleanup, reach out to an elderly neighbor, offer babysit someone or something like that. So let's get into it. Talking to you wherever Aries is in your birth chart. Oh, yeah. The year 8 was last year, 2024. That was the year karmic. 8 is a karmic number, but it's also the money exchange number. And it's not just money as a form of energy. So you don't want to be on the dark side of 8 where you lose sight of what your purpose on planet Earth is, your north node, like your north node. The dark side of 8 is either succumbing to passive and powerless behavior or egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. Either allowing yourself to be bullied or being the bully, right? Right. Yeah, confusion. Right, just being confused or being under some kind of confused dark magician energy. All right, so you're initiating breaking a karmic cycle. See this right here, infinity symbol on the top of this right here. So yeah, somebody is getting real clear on your mission here on planet Earth. You all are a sign that can spring forward. Very powerful leaders, and I do see you using that in a very, because you see this color yellow right here, like in a very sunny, joyful, lighting up people's lives, volunteering, those kind of things, very positive way. Yep. Here we have the strength card, detaching yourself from certain energies. Could be a Leo that you're detaching yourself from and getting real clear about some things on your own, just growing your own wisdom, right? Getting focused. Not thinking, not looking at this card thinking somebody's running from something, but looking at this card and saying you're getting focused. Somebody who, a loved one who may have rode a motorcycle, has been trying to tell you to stay focused the entire time. So if you've seen this card come out in several readings, at least if you're watching this, unless somebody else is using these cards are pretty popular. So you may have seen other readers use this card. If you see this card come out, somebody is very clear that you have a loved one who rode a motorcycle who has been trying to tell you, get focused. Like, get to that motorcycle and get focused. Like, get quick focus. Somebody's been saying, get some quick focus. People are not running away from something. Like, see this eagle right here? It's like your ancestors are like, okay, it's time for you to soar. It's time for you to fly. Like, quickly, right? So they're saying, get away from somebody who, you know, is doing some things behind your back. Like, it's like you almost halfway believe them, halfway don't believe them. You don't know what's going on, but they into some stuff. You know, 3 of them are into some stuff. You halfway believe them, you halfway don't believe them. They doing stuff behind your back. It's 3 of them that was doing something behind your back. And so as far as work is concerned, so I said, what else was energies hiding behind your back? What else was going on, right? So you're at a crossroad, you know, right now, you know, trying to make a decision. Which direction do you go in? So it's saying you're learning how to not argue about or argue with people who just quietly move on. You're snatching a page out of people's book who know how to quietly just move on. Once they realize people are being shady towards them, they just move on. They quietly move on. They don't have to wait for a big explosion, big argument to happen before they just quietly move on. Everybody that quietly moves on is not running from anything. That's what you're learning how to do, is like to quietly move on. Just learn how to stop talking to people and just see that there's a whole world out there. You're anticipating a lot of opportunities out there without these shady energies. That's what somebody is learning how to do. It's like you're learning how to use your fire responsibly. When you halfway believe people and halfway don't believe them, okay, a partial truth is a whole lie. If you had a halfway believe somebody, then so it's that you need to get as far away from them as possible so you can gain some clarity. You're ruled by the Tower card. Yeah. So it's just saying some stuff is being done to people behind their back who was depressed. Somebody was depressed because somebody moved on, and some things are being done to people behind their back. As soon as they get depressed, they start moving on. They start being shady. Go right into work being shady around people. Causing people to lose money, just doing the most, absolutely doing the most. But see, something was found out. Whoever these energies were was doing something behind people's back to cause people to lose money. These energies were using somebody to come into people's houses to take pictures of their, of their files, and just doing all kinds of stuff, right? Causing people to lose money, telling lies, causing all these accusations, just doing the most. Getting people to jump on board with this mess. And causing people to be even more depressed just so they can say they were a part of something. Especially people who had who had feelings of low self-worth anyway. Just to make people feel like they were, a part of something, You want to work with us? Right? So just the payment that people were getting was lowering other people's money, but increasing theirs. But at what cost, though? Sitting around a table, coming up with some very, very poisonous ideas, very toxic, very poisonous, drinking, doing all kinds of stuff, illegal stuff. right? Coming up with really poisonous ideas, very shady ideas. You want to be a part of something? Yeah. But it's over now. Something is over. Something including death. Something is over. Physical evidence of something is coming. Somebody has an innate spiritual understanding now of why energies didn't want to be connected to these karmic energies. Yeah, so your spirit will pick up on karmic energies because you'll start to hear things like something about your head and heart will no longer be at war with each other. Yeah, your head and heart will no longer be at war with each other. You will no longer be stubborn when you hear people like they're almost obsessed with being stubborn. Like being obsessed with being stubborn. It would be like let me see if I can give somebody an example. You could have a feeling that like you could have a feeling like, for instance, that because I'm trying to see here, looking at the cards here. Like you can let's say, for instance, you're moving. Let's say you're moving. Let's say, okay, because let me see the cards here. 7, 8. So an example could be like, let's say, for instance, it's you and a sibling. And so you know that a sibling is in a survival mode, like situation, Aries. I feel like this could be somebody's situation. You can know that a sibling is in a survival mode situation. At least they're complaining to you about a survival mode situation. And you have an opportunity to relocate, right? And you say, hey, look, I'm relocating. I know you're in a survival mode situation. I have a place. It's not that big, but at least you'll be away from all of that. They've been complaining to you the whole time, but here's an opportunity. You're not asking them for anything. You're giving them an opportunity to start all over again, for them to just be away from whatever. And somehow they don't take it. Why? Why? They're being stubborn. What is it? What are they tied to? Like, what? They've been complaining the whole time something is wrong. Something in their voice you could hear. For some of you all, something in their voice you could hear, Aries, that something is not as bad as they've been telling you it was. Leo is involved in something. Yeah, somebody wanted to work with somebody. They were masking something around money, not knowing their worth and value, something around sex, it was something around drinking. I mean, just basically like something for them. They didn't want to have to work hard. They just wanted everything to just come to them. Something around something. And somebody was determined. But it was something to get back at you though, Aries. That's what the part that somebody was obsessed. Literally, Aries. Somebody was literally obsessed with making you feel as low as they felt. And there were two people who worked really hard to make you feel as low as they feel like you and somebody else made them feel. I don't know if it was you. This is generational. The reason I know that is because of this death rebirth card, because this connects us with the judgment card. Judgment is Pluto, the outermost planet. Somebody was trying to send you a message, and that's the part you weren't catching. Somebody has a loved one, or maybe several loved ones, because there's three energies that did something behind. You and someone's back to lower you and someone's money significantly, but to make somebody feel like they were included or involved in something. So whoever you and somebody have in common, it could be a Taurus, somebody could have a Taurus, somebody could have Taurus in their birth chart. Somehow, I'm looking at the Ten of Pentacles here. They had access to your house and somebody else's house to lower your money. So somewhere in this, Aries, somebody got into an argument with you. They started some kind of an argument, but this is all part of the game. They got into some kind of argument with you. I like to play these little mind games. Now you're very clear. We like to try to play these little mind games, right? Being shady. Basically saying you're the one with the smart mouth. It's like they said somebody else had a smart mouth. Just so they can do something behind people's backs. But they just, I mean, criminals, for real. You and somebody have a really big heart. Yeah, you and somebody have a really, really big heart. But they were trying to put you and somebody in survival mode. Because it seems like both you and somebody had the same kind of desires to be in sacred relationships, divine connections, where you just kind of like everybody felt like it was a safe space to have like a good time and, you know, feel included. A healthy work-life balance looks like. Where you can expand, maybe travel. Let me see, 3, 4. Almost like feeling like a place that felt like home, you know, maybe spiritually felt like home. Those kind of things. I see these other energies had other plans. And Aries was involved. Yeah. But in hermit mode, somebody was in hermit mode, getting some downloads from a loved one on the other side, somebody who transitioned. That's a death card right here. 2 energies on the other side. Getting some messages, some downloads. Prayer warrior. Getting some messages on the on the other side. Somebody who had left behind a lot of a lot of distractions. They were getting downloads. So yeah, some kind of homecoming is happening very soon. Right, here's the High Priestess. Yeah. So something brought you into High Priestess energy. So you're going to physically see something. See somebody coming home to you. Just like somebody's going to see somebody coming home to them too, because some people were in kind of sort of like in a survival mode. So people going to start seeing some people coming home to them, you know, after being in survival mode. So continue speaking, you know, I am prosperous and abundant in everything that I do. And recognize that people move on differently. Some people just move on quietly. After people argue with them, they just move on quietly. They don't, that's what something you and somebody have in common. Yeah, some people were being bullied. Yeah, being bullied 8 hours a day just to be a part of something. And the light is now being shown on something, right? Around a bunch of watchdogs watching everything, right? Thinking that you and somebody were a foe. While people were having a nightmare. Well, you and somebody were having nightmares. That's how tapped in you and somebody are. That's what you and somebody have in common, is that you and somebody are light high priestess. So source needs you and somebody to break ties with karmic relationships, like the karmic relationship within yourself, whatever unresolved issues you have within yourselves about each other. Source needs you all to break that, because both of you all are light workers. Yeah. You and somebody are going to get out of what you put into it, whatever relation you put into a relationship. And you'll see the physical evidence of something. Yeah, you're gonna see the physical evidence of something that you put into these two energies. So it's like you and somebody have a sun, or something is bright in your life, right? So you and somebody could have a sun that were have been put through a nightmare, or if with some of you all could have daughters, right? But somebody's sons were put through a nightmare, but they're coming home for somebody. But it also ties you with someone else that you have a energetic bond with. So source is saying you're going to get out of something what you put into it. You're going to get out of something what you put into it. But you will not be going back to something. You raise your frequency. You will not be going back to something. And neither will they. Because a lot of lies were being told about people behind their backs. Something was being removed. The divine feminine element was being removed from a situation, from people, and being replaced with artificial water, right? So you got some good news coming across your path. These bullying energies are being cut off, right? Lies being told, people being put in these situations are being cut off. All right. So hopefully this is helpful to somebody. Hopefully this is helpful to somebody. Yeah. And a man and a woman is responsible for all of this. But all of this is being exposed. So all of this confusion. So clean your space and make room. because something is over. Alrighty. Worth. You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. Oh, a new romantic cycle begins for somebody. Congratulations. Very nice. Somebody has just been really distracted by a bunch of chaos and confusion. Some people are just motivated by the wrong stuff. And I'm not talking about you all. I'm talking about whoever was creating a bunch of... This is an organization creating a bunch of chaos and confusion. Just motivated by the wrong mess. So Source is saying you want to, you know, when you feel like you are not feeling worthy or something, or you feel like you love people but they don't love you or whatever, that's a conversation. that's a conversation. No assumptions, jumping to conclusions, impulsive behavior, staying connected to karmic relationships in your family, friendships, or whatever, just for something to do while they just doing stuff behind your back. That's why some people would rather be by themselves than stay connected to karmic relationships. They would rather just not talk to anybody than be connected to. Some people will never go back to ex-friendships who burned them, family, whomever. They don't want to be connected to anybody that represents a karmic for them. That represents somebody has some unresolved issues or whatever. They rather just, Nope. So that's what Source is trying to help you learn how to do. If you got siblings and stuff or family members or whatever that got unresolved issues with you, it's best to just release them in love. Friends, whomever, they still hanging on to stuff, release them in love. Because you don't know how deep certain things go. Some people literally are, for real, they like... You think somebody was just, you know... Stuff happened 20, 30 years ago. Y'all was kids. They still hanging on to something. And you like, what? You've been moved on. They still hanging on to something. They can't get you. They take it out on your kids or grandkids or whatever. But somebody is waking up. Somebody is waking up to some kind of sound healing. You're going to start listening to water sounds on a regular basis so you can retrain your ears. You're going to retrain your ears so you can hear. You're going to hear what people are saying, but you're going to hear what they're not saying, right? So somebody could be telling you that they love you, but it's just too much chaos and confusion. They detaching from these karmics. So somebody's going to start retraining their ears, right? So, but that is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.